Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and this is the RLK podcast, episode 4. I cannot believe we are on episode 4. I was really happy with how the podcast is being received lately, and episode 4 is even more special because I have so much to show you. It's going to be potentially my longest one, so bear with me. Try to get it as organised as I possibly can, but I'm really excited because I've got some really lovely things to show you, one of which is what I'm wearing. This is the Frame Your Face cowl by Daughter Knits, and yes, I finished it really early February, got it blocked, and even got to wear it to a yarn show, which was really lovely, and I got loads of nice comments about it as well. So happy with this first finished object that I have to show you. So this is Daughter Knits, obviously, Frame Your Face, and the yarn I used is Bien Aimee's corrie worsted in the colours Jonna and Sansa, and I absolutely loved this yarn. If you're able to get it wherever you are, I highly recommend you trying it out, because at first it appeared quite rustic as a yarn, but once blocked and had really worked into the pattern, it's actually really quite soft, very cosy, and so warm, which has been the perfect thing to wear because it's still quite cold near me, although the sun has come out, which makes me feel really good. I hope it's sunny where you are. I especially needed it. I was really getting very gloomy in those last few weeks of February. I needed light, and I got it, so I'm really happy about that. So that's one of my first finished objects, but I thought I'd wear it because, like I said, it's still a little chilly, but I really like it. I was so happy when I got it finished. Okay, so the rest of my finished objects are, first up, I have the Wiggly scarf, patterned by Helena Wieser Knits. I'm going to link everything below like I always do. And I knit this up with Ginger Twist Studios Pin-Up Sport in the colour Birdie on Shoulder, and I couldn't get over how beautiful this blue was. It's absolutely lovely. I'm trying to see, is that picking that up? Yes, finally got it finished. It was a whip for so long, and now it's done. So I just really sort of focused in, and I was like, I want to get it finished. My local craft group that I run, we did a theme of February, which was Finish It February, and this was one of the items that I wanted to get done along with the cowl, and I did it within February, got them done. It felt very good, very productive, which is always a nice feeling, and I absolutely love it. It's going to be the perfect spring accessory, and probably summer as well, because although I think it is a merino and a nylon yarn, but it doesn't get too warm because of course it's so thin. So yes, particularly loved that one. Really great pattern. Tip, if you like garter stitch garments, so it's like it's got the garter stitch ridges, obviously, if you like that but you want something to like really sort of test you, this is the pattern to go for, because I thought it would be really easy. It didn't turn out that way because you have to constantly work it out and then back in, and I really had to wrap my head around that, but it's explained really well in the pattern, and I think once you've given it a go, you do get the hang of it, and so I highly recommend. Absolutely loved the process with this one. And it also featured on my 100 grams or less series on my TikTok, and you can see that. All the links to my TikTok are going to be below. You can go and view those episodes. This was featured in episode 2, and I'll show you a little thing. So this is my 100 grams or less series, and I'm really excited about the rest of the series. I have a little sneak peek for you in this video, and the sneak peek is a piece that I've made which is going to feature in next week's episode for episode 3, and I'll show you what that is now. This is the ginger scarf by Ador.ableknits, and I could not have adored this pattern more. Absolutely loved it. I loved it so much I'm planning to make the ginger shawl, which is, from the pictures I see, it's the general structure, but it's bigger, so you have loads more cables going across the garment itself. And yep, absolutely loved it. Oh, I cannot get over how well the detail came out. I'm so happy with these cables. This is made with Beeches and Birches Petite Lambswool in the colour Grey Beige, and I held it with Drops Kidsilk mohair in the colour, I think it's either beige or light beige, but the number will be on the details, so you can see if you want to check out those colours or if you want to check out this pattern, because I worked this up so fast. I made this, I think I started it, and like a week and a few days in, it was done. It worked up really quickly, and made it just in time to get it finished before Ador.ableknits' Ginger Cal for 2025 ended, which was I think the 10th of March, and I just got it in time, so I was really happy with that. Again, very productive, and it's feeling really good because, again, this was using up more stash and less than 100 grams, so it was perfect for one of my episodes for 100 grams or less series. But there's a little sneak peek. You'll be able to catch episode 3. It's going to be going live on Tuesday next week, so look out for that. I have one more finished object, which isn't exactly a finished object, but I wanted to include it because I did something this week which I want to keep doing in the way of, so if I explain the situation, we always have something when we make it, and then for some reason it doesn't just quite hit, like you don't really want to wear it, you've put it away. And so I've been looking at a lot of the things that I've made as a part of me sorting through details of things and sorting through what yarns I want to be buying and what brands I want to be looking at. And so it's all a part of that. I'm also going through my finished pieces, what isn't working for me, and what would I want to change about them. And so I've got these purple socks, and they were finished sometime last year, but they originally had a mohair ruffle. Now, I don't know if it was anything to do with my tension, but around the cuff they just didn't fit. They were baggy and they just sort of didn't sit properly where I wanted them to, due to the height that the sock went on the leg. And so I thought, I need to put some elastic in this or something. I need to do something so that it'll stay up. And then I had a really good thought where I could be like, ooh, we could remove the mohair ruffle and I could close the cuff on itself, and then what I could do is I could insert some elastic, and that's exactly what I did. And if I show you, it's got such good stretch now. And I'm going to show you some footage of me wearing them, and they just stay where they're supposed to stay, which I really like. And it's just like, and what's so great is now I'm wearing them, which I didn't do before, and so I'm like, it worked. The idea was good, it's got me wearing the socks, and that's all that I wanted from the experience. You can catch the process on my Instagram. I made a reel of how I did the second one once I knew the idea was going to work. And so you can see how I alterated the socks and how I got them looking the way they do now, which I really much prefer. So yeah, not a finished object, but alterations to get that item just the way I wanted it. So I was really happy with that piece. Okay, next up is works in progress, and I am so thrilled with the progress I have made on one particular item, which is framed. Yes, as you can see, the shoulders are joined together and seamed. And if you've been following me on Instagram, then you will know that I am doing a reel every stage that I get to in the jumper. So it's going to have 3 parts in total, and part 2 is going live next week on Tuesday. So you will get to see basically what I'm showing you, but I have tried it on in that. I'm not going to try it on now. But yeah, really, really happy. So in the last podcast, I think all I had was the ribbing on the bottom, and this is the progress that I've made. Oh, they go so well together, don't you think? Yeah, really, really happy. I only have the sleeves and the collar left to do, and then of course block. I cannot wait to block it because I'm really hoping it brings my colour work out a little bit and neatens it all off. But if I just give you a close-up of these colours. Absolutely love it. And as we know, I've mentioned it before, and I'm going to mention it again, my yarns are the Farmer's Daughter Fibres collaboration with Spincycle Yarns, and this featured yarns are Spinster's Daughter Worsted in the colours Bittersweet Nightshade, Love Me Like You Used To, and then my contrasting colour for the colour work is Spincycle Yarns Dream State in the colour Dream World. Everything again will be noted below. And just to clarify, this is the yarn that was recommended for the pattern, but of course it doesn't have to be the ones that you use when you make it. I just personally wanted to try them out because all the coverage I saw around framed was really interesting, and you did actually get to see the people who own the yarn companies because it was in collaboration with them. So really, really loved this, and again framed by Daughter Knits. Absolutely love progress I made there. Really, really happy with it. Okay, another work in progress is something that I have mentioned previously, which is very, very early beginnings of the Kumiko socks by Yucca. I don't know if that's dark, I apologise. So if I show you that side. Now this is of course the toe, as you can see, and then the beginning of the instep, because it's all made in separate stages of the pattern, which I thought was interesting, but I'm gonna see how I go. It does look a little bit complicated, but I'm gonna see how I go. And this pattern, I have it because it was in a volume of the Pom Pom magazine, which is this one. This is, it's number 42 of Pom Pom, and I'll quickly show you what. So this is how they appear once they're finished. Lovely quilted stitch detail on the top, and so as you can see the instep is knitted separately, and then I will come back to the end of the toe and start to work. Sorry, the sole is knitted separately, then I will come back to the end of the toe and begin the instep. Sorry, so I'm working on the sole right now, which is knitted separately. So yeah, lovely pattern, check it out. It is on Ravelry as well, but on Yucca's Ravelry store, so check that out. Again, I will link everything below. I'm not going to try and put that back up there. Okay, one last work in progress, because I got it down to 3 whips. I know, I'm surprised too. Got it down, I wanted to say that, so the beginning of the year I want to get down to 3 whips, and 3 whips only at a time, and I did it. Other than like long haul stuff that I put away for months at a time, which we all do. Don't deny that. You know that you do it too. Okay, my last work in progress is early beginnings. It's another little sneak peek of 100 grams or less. Now all I'm going to say is it's going to be a hat, but I'm not going to tell you what kind. So right now, as you can see, I'm working on my increases to get to my full amount of stitches, which I will put on circular needles, and I will finally get off the DPNs, which haven't been that bad to work on. I think I'm getting used to it. So actually really enjoying this. And this is, I am using the yarns is Let Loopy, and on to Hold of My Knowledge. My stitch markers come out with it, and I will show you this because this is very, very fun. It's a little purple stingray, which is actually part of my acquisitions because I got it at, let me get all of it out, Northwest Winter Wool Festival in Blackpool, and I just adored it when I saw it, and I was like, I've got to get it, it's so cute, and it even matches my yarn. So yes, sorry, I am using Let Loopy in the colour Milky Way. I don't know if you can really, oh there we go. Really, really beautiful blend of blue, white and purple, and then it has these specks of red and a much darker blue coming in and out. And it's my first time working with Let Loopy, but I'm really, really excited. It's working up really, really beautifully. I've got lovely stitch definition, as there we go, as you can see. And yes, I'm excited for how this one's going to turn out, but like I said, not too many details right now, and I've got a few more rounds and then I'll be on circular needles, so hopefully it's going to be much easier to get some progress in. But yes, this is early beginnings of something that's coming much later on, and it's a self-drafted pattern, which depending on how I go, I may release down the line. I'm going to see how I get on with just making this first sample, and then of course it'll be part of the 100 grams or less series, and then after that I may consider writing up. We will see. Lovely, lovely future plans. So I thought as my work in progress section I would also include some spinning, because I've actually been spinning. It works. If you've been on my Instagram, you may have seen a few clips of me spinning, as I'll show here, and yeah, really, really getting on with it well. I got a lovely spindle at the end of last year for my birthday, and I've been working away on it, and I have got some that I've got here. So this is on my Niddy Noddy, which was very, very generously given to me by a friend when I bought her spinning wheel from her, and she gave me all these extra pieces which are super handy. But I did want to show you, I'm going to see if the camera will pick it up, this, see the yarn that I've spun? It's this absolutely lovely fibre blend by Jeanette and Bluebell. And this is, it's 67% merino wool and 33% alpaca, and it's been absolutely lovely to work on. Here I've got some already going on my spindle, as you can see. Let's see if that picks that up. There we go. And yeah, absolutely love my spindle. This spindle is by Bien Aimee's shop, and I got it online before Christmas, I think. Yeah, that's right. But it was from my parents, if that makes sense. And so here's some of the fibre without it being worked, and it's so, so beautiful. It's got this lovely sort of cream coloured tone, and then a very, very light sort of, I wouldn't say it's purple, it's more pink. I'm afraid it just won't do it justice on here. But, so those sort of like not really pops of colour even, it's very, very subtle, but they look really lovely once it's been spun up. And I'm going to try and get a better picture of this to post, because it's absolutely gorgeous and I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm trying to do it every day. I did say that I'd do a 100-day challenge, and I'm trying to do my best to stick at it. And I have seen some amazing progress. I'm drawing a lot better than I was previously, and I'm sort of getting used to seeing how long I can go for before I've got to like reel it back onto the spindle and just stuff like that. And then again, that extra step of thinking about how am I going to care for this, how am I going to, like, I have got to think about how I'd like to wash it once it's spun, because I know that you're supposed to. So still in the learning curve stage, still trying to figure out how I'm going to make it all work, but I am really enjoying the process. And I was going to ask on here, if you're also learning to spin, or you've been spinning for a while and you have any advice that you'd like to pass on, or any tips that you have as a beginner, I would absolutely love to hear them, because it would be so useful to my process. So if you're watching this and you spin and you've got any like sort of advice for a beginner, please leave me a comment, because I would love to hear any suggestions that you have. Yeah, that's it for works in progress. I told you there weren't going to be many. So really happy with that, because it feels like I can finish things a lot more quicker. Not that it's a race. I say I like slow progress, because slow progress is more fulfilling in a lot of ways, but at the same time I'm trying to be as organised as I can. So yeah, but there we go. Just checking where I'm up to. Okay, yeah. Okay, so acquisitions. I have a few really lovely pieces. Firstly, something I've got to show is this beautiful yarn. No, don't think it. No, I stuck with the yarn ban. I'm still on my yarn ban. This was dyed to order in December. So yeah, still on my yarn ban, still happening. We're gonna get to April. Although I did mention in my last video that I'm hoping to attend Woolly Good Gathering in Edinburgh. It's actually not happening now, but I did decide to stick with the yarn ban, because I really would like to still reap the benefits from being on a yarn ban, which can be clearing the stash and of course saving a little bit of money. So just to clarify, still on the yarn ban, but I did receive some yarn in the mail, which was, this is a yarn by Sakami. This is in the colourway Ladybird from her Bug collection, and the fibre is non-superwash merino wool in DK, and I already have a plan for it, and I made a lovely little swatch. And I'm hoping that, well, I'm planning that this will be the Clematis vest by Emma Knits. I'm also planning on making the cardigan. So those are a few things that I've got in the works. But yeah, really beautiful sort of red colour. Yeah, and got a little plan for the garment down the line, but I think I'll get into that if I actually plan to go ahead and do it, just because the yarn wasn't as super red as I would have liked it to be, only because I know that I ordered non-superwash, and so of course the colour isn't going to take as well as superwash yarns. That's on me, I know that I did that, but yeah, plans in motion for this. More like proper springtime for casting on, probably, because I do have things that are already in the works, obviously. Okay, now all that I have left for acquisitions is a few goodies that I got at Northwest Winter Wool Festival in Blackpool. I got a number of funny little nice little stitch markers, aka the stingray from earlier, but I also got these, which I thought I have to show because they're totally adorable. These are little ducks, all in a row, by Bow Fiddle, it's Bow Fiddle Yarns, and I think this is a Scottish brand, and we got to speak to them on stall and they were just lovely. And I said to my friend, oh look, they've got little ducks, and then they said to me they glow in the dark, so had to buy them. Just, yeah, impulsive, but I just absolutely, I thought they were totally adorable, and I don't know what I'm going to use them on yet, but it's always good to have stitch markers. I'm an advocate for that. I'm sort of like, stitch markers are good. You need a lot, because I really funnily like to theme them to the work that I'm doing. I don't know if that's a thing, but I do. I like to match my stick markers to my yarn or the theme that I have for like whatever I'm working on. Like I had a quilted star stitch marker that I used when I was making framed and it just, yeah. So that's a little bit about me. Something else that I got, so these are all items from the show, and I got this, so of course I'm learning to spin, as we all know, but I spotted this support spindle and they had bowls. Yeah, they had bowls with them, and I was like, oh, like I'm not there yet, and I do know that I'm not ready to start using a different tool, but I thought, you know what, I might get it because it's there, I can have a go and I can just see how I get on with a different way of spinning. And it was just beautiful. I went with the bowl, and so I got them. And this was from Adelaide Walker, of which I got a lot on their stall. I can show you. I got some lovely, all in the bag, I got some lovely fibres from them. I got some tops from Adelaide Walker, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, but they're very, very cute. And I also got 500 grams of Norwegian wool because it was just such a brilliant price. But of course, when you buy fibre, it is a really good price because it's so much less than already spun yarn. And there we are, Norwegian. Don't know if that's Norwegian. And yeah, it's brown and it's beautiful, and I've got no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I've just thought of it, it's a great price and it's a lovely colour. I love really, really rich dark browns, like dark chocolate or something. I just think they're really, really beautiful. And that was all Adelaide Walker, that fibre and the spindle. And then I got some more fibre from Jonna and Bluebell, and really, really beautiful green, because I saw this one first in these. It's like, it looks like candy. It's all just like greens, yellows and whites. It's so pretty. And this is again Jonna and Bluebell. This is blended merino and this is merino, both at 100 grams. And I thought, I'm getting really, really ambitious here, but I thought I could ply them once I'd spun it, and it'd be this like beautiful green yarn. Because I am looking at plying, of course I have the wheel, and so I can fly on the wheel once I get it all set up and sorted out. And I thought, oh, this would be fun, so I thought I'd get those. And yes, so from the show, yes, that's all the fibre that I bought. Spindle, fun little stitch markers, and then something that I've seen that everyone sort of has, and they're great for when you're out and about, is one of these. Do you know what these are? These are a yarn holder. You put your cake or your ball on it, and then it like reels the yarn off when it spins. And I loved it. And my friend said, it was like, make sure you get one with like a leather strap, because she has one and I don't think hers was leather, and she was like, get with a leather strap because it'll be a bit firmer and ease and just maybe last a little longer. So that's what I did. This is from Ducky Darlings, which is a lovely business that I see a lot of the shows that I go to, and she had quite a few of these, which were, and I thought, do you know what, I've seen one, it looked quite nice. It's all blue and sparkly. There you go. It's all blue and sparkly, which is really lovely. And I thought, oh, it'd be great because I do like to have different things that my yarn are on. Like I always have them in bags and stuff like this, but I thought it'd be nice to get one of these because it might encourage me to sort of walk my work type of thing. But I haven't tried it out yet. I do plan to, and I just thought that was a nice little thing that I could include. Okay, that's it for my acquisitions. That's everything. Sticking to the armband, we're being good. That's really, really great. I did want to talk a bit about my spinning plans. Obviously, like I said, I've got the green there that's like something really down the line when I've got my spinning sort of, when I've got really good progress on it, because something I would really like to get better at is consistency in the thickness of what I'm spinning, because I'm still getting it. It's still coming out in a range between, I'd say, DK to lace, and I'd rather it be around sport to fingering weight, or either like a DK to worsted. So do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's still rustic, I don't mind that. I like rustic yarns, but I'd just like some more consistency in the thickness of the yarn going forward. But I'm really, really happy with how I've spun up this particular one, this mohair and alpaca that I have, because the consistency, it's still a little in and out, but it still looks absolutely lovely. But that's something I'd like to work on going forward. And yeah, setting up the wheel would be really, really great. I haven't really shown it online, and there's no particular reason for that. It's just that it, from a very, very aesthetic point of view, I would like it to be a different colour that it is. I'd like to paint it. So I thought what could be fun is I need the weather to get a lot warmer, because obviously I'd be doing it outside, but I would love to film the process. So that's something I'm thinking about doing down the line, which I think would be really fun. And then of course I'm hoping that would really sort of excel my spinning in the way that with a wheel I could probably do a lot more in a certain amount of time, but I don't know, that's me guessing, I'm not really sure. Again though, like I said earlier, any advice you can give me, I would be absolutely so appreciative of if any of you left any comments about how you think I'm getting on when I mention consistency, and also any beginner tips would be amazing. But yeah, it's really lovely. It's lovely learning something new, and I found it really, really lovely on the mornings when I do it. I put on some music, I spin, it's nice. So I think that's just about everything. You know, my knitting plans, pretty much for the year, that video has done so well. Can I say thank you to everyone who viewed my New Year knitting plans video? It's had the best sort of response out of every video that I've made, and due to that I have decided to do a summer knitting plan video, which again will be out in a few months' time. We're not there yet, let me have spring. But yeah, so you know what my plans are there really. I'm just getting on with them. I have the series, of course, which is great because I'm just stash busting like crazy. And check that out if you want to know what you can make with 100 grams or less. Anything else? Oh, I did want to ask my lovely, lovely audience, because I've gotten a lot more subscribers lately, which is absolutely lovely. Thank you so much if you subscribe to me. I'm so happy that people like the content. But I wanted to ask, do you have any content that you'd like to see? Sort of a day in the life, any sort of vlogging sort of experience thing, or if you'd like to see more tutorials, please let me know in the comments of this video, because I would love to get some feedback, and I would love to start planning what it is I'd like to do next with YouTube, because the podcast is going so well, but I'd love to know what other kind of content you might like to see. So if you're interested or you'd like to see anything different than what I'm not already doing, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, okay, that's everything for episode 4. There was a lot to go through, but I've certainly enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a like, leave me a comment, and remember to subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell if you want to see when I'm posting next. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and this has been episode 4 of the RLK podcast. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.